I'm Dr. Winters, and I've been a dentist for over 10 years, and you guys have been tagging me for a long time in all the craziest oral care videos. And today's videos, they just keep getting crazier and crazier. I don't know where you guys find these things, so let's not waste any more time and get right into the react. All right, you guys tagged me in this. The orthodontists say it's $400 for oh my gosh. She's just going straight in with is that a pair of nail clippers? Before and after flossing? Okay, yeah. I mean, there's so much wrong with this that we could get into. I mean, where do you guys want to start? First, you got to understand how braces are removed. Okay, there's a little slot in the middle, and then when we bend them, they bend with a special plier, and then they pop off the tooth, stopping you from ripping off your enamel. If you're going in with just straight up nail clippers, one, that's nasty. Those have been on your toenails. And two, it can actually break and damage the enamel, which is a problem. Okay, now obviously this happens a lot whenever people stop paying, or mostly their parents stop paying, or they move or something like that, and then the kid's stuck with braces forever. And it's kind of sad because the parents are like, I don't care that you got braces stuck in your teeth, I'm not going to do anything because it costs $400. So I totally understand why kids and people take stuff into their own hands, because they're like, well, if my parents aren't going to do it, I'm just going to do it myself with what I got. I feel for you. That sucks. But here's a couple things that will go wrong if you do this. One, you can hurt your enamel like we just talked about. Two, you're gonna have glue left on your teeth. That's a real big issue because you got glue stuck on your teeth, and that's not cool either, because I mean, it looks a little bit better than high-abrasion on your teeth, but now you got gunky stuff on your teeth, and when you smile and talk to people, they're gonna think you got gunky stuff on your teeth. And unfortunately, if you're going back to the dentist that you owe money to, they're gonna charge you to take that off. And if you go to another dentist, they're gonna see that you ripped off your braces, and they can't do anything legally because you're still bound in a contract with another dentist. It's a big mess. You're kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place a lot of the times, because one, if you can't afford it, it sucks because you just have to deal with it. And two, if you can't afford it, it kind of sucks because it costs so much money to get them off. But let's avoid doing it ourselves, because it really can cause more issues than it really is saving for. I mean, if you break a tooth or something, that's gonna cost way more than $400. Let's see what the comments have to say. They will ship back without a retainer, so you wasted your money. I didn't even think about that part. Man, I totally forgot about that. Yes, your teeth will shift because you don't have a retainer, and then your teeth are gonna go back, and then you're gonna have to pay for the whole braces experience all over again. So that's another huge thing. And then someone said, yeah, exactly what I was thinking. It was like, how are you gonna get the glue off? And then someone said the brackets might come off, but that glue is forever. And that is what I was talking about. It's gonna turn yellow, it's gonna look nasty, and it's gonna be worse than having the braces on there almost, because at least people are gonna think you got braces going on if you got braces on. But it's also not healthy to keep braces on because you can get cavities and things. Such a rock and a hard place issue. I really wish there was an easy way to help people in this scenario, but it's very tough. Eating a bowl of frozen frost. Bro's got the massive freezer burn going. How do you even get your thing? Is she eating it? Does that not taste like freezer burn? Does that not taste terrible? But for real though, even though this concerns me, and how did she get a freezer to produce so much freezer ice out of it that you can scoop a whole bowl full of them, and you can make snow cones out of that stuff? But what concerns me more is normally the people that crave ice. They crave this, and in fact, people will do that. They'll get a whole freezer where they'll just scoop out ice and they'll just eat it all the time because they're just craving ice. And what if I told you that there's some health implications there that are actually probably causing that? Because interestingly enough, craving ice is also known as pagophagia, I believe is how it's pronounced. And weirdly enough, it's almost always associated with some type of iron deficiency or anemia, and it's vastly greater in females than males. So every time I see someone doing ASMR ice eating or doing stuff like this, I almost immediately go into iron. I'm like, you're iron deficient. That's the reason why. I mean, she could be just doing it because it's an ASMR channel. I don't know what you guys are into these days, but she very well could have an iron deficiency or anemic. Let's see if anybody in the comments figured that out. Someone said my freezer frost has either blood on it or seafood tape. What type of you got it going on in your freezer? That's wild and weird. Maybe it's meat, like some meat dripped out. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna hope so, that you're not crazy. Oh, it says freezer frost is made from the chemicals in the side of deep freezer or normal freezer that makes it frost up. I don't know if that's true or not, but my freezer frost tastes terrible. That's what that freezer burn taste is, so I can only imagine what that bowl of frost tasted like. It probably tasted disgusting. Well, all I saw was a bunch of people who loved ice, and so maybe I'll get your iron levels checked. That'll probably be something that can help you. But at least now you know. All right, let's see what you guys tagged me in here now.
Dude, he was hiding here.
What'd they put on his forehead?
Yo, and they gave him this huge bling chain.
It's coming out. It's coming out.
Stop yanking on me. That hurts. Ah, ow, hoo, hoo. Hey, still feel like running around?
Man, that tooth.
That weirdly was true.
Dude, how did you get cracked?
Didn't do much. Just got hit by something. Stay back! Ah!
Oh my gosh, they're doing like a little, oh, doing a root canal and a post on them.
What the heck is this?
Apparently this was made by like Sora 2 or whatever, and I don't even know if this guy made these or if it was just generated by AI, but
Look what you did. Stopped your meat so
oh my gosh, she's just laying there.
Whatever I want. None of your business. Whoa, what the hell was that? Why am I so tired all of a sudden?
Oh god, that's actually how they do it. They do dissect the tooth before they take it out.
That wisdom tooth of yours was something else. Had to break it into 4 pieces to get it out.
Hey, what are you doing? Don't come this way. Just go straight up. I just got out here.
What a world we live in. I'm pretty sure these were all AI generated. I don't know. I've seen some crazy stuff out of Sora 2 lately. Are we cooked? But these were actually pretty educational and kind of funny. So I don't know. I'm kind of here for it. What do you guys think? What the? How is that even possible? I don't know what disturbs me more, the fact that you guys tagged me in this or that you thought it was oral care related enough to tag me in it. But weirdly enough, this is actually linked to something that I can teach you in oral care, and that is popping your jaw. That's right, I know you guys out there like cracking your things, and I have a lot of people that have little popping jaws, and they love to pop them all the time. They go, they just open in their mouth, and they're popping. They're popping all their jaw stuff. And what if I told you that's actually a terrible idea? Now, unlike popping your fingers, which is a normal deal, and actually from what I see, it's actually pretty healthy. It's just like releasing gas chambers. Popping your jaw is not the same, because the sound of your jaw popping in and out is actually not a gas release like a knuckle. It's actually you have a ball and socket joint. And every time that you open your mouth enough to pop, it pops out of place and pops back in. And that thing is only held by a couple little rubber bandy ligaments in there. So every time you're popping your jaw, well, one, you shouldn't be able to pop your jaw, because that means that your ligaments are loose enough to allow it to come out of the socket and pop out. And if it goes too far, it gets locked and you get into, I can't cut it out, I got a lockdown. And you don't want to get to that phase. So every time you open your mouth to try and pop it and you're like, just doing that all the time when you're eating and showing your friends what you can do, well, you're loosening that ligament up. So you may only pop out this much, but as you do that over time, it's gonna get more and more and more lengthened until all of a sudden, you cannot bring your jaw back together again, and then you are out of luck at that point. Because once that ligament is too long, then you have to get surgery to actually fix the whole jaw joint and then basically pin down a new ligament to where it stays into place again. So we always tell people, whatever it does to pop your jaw, don't do that. So if that means that you can't open your mouth super wide and yawn, sorry, you're not yawning anymore. Anything you can do to stop it from getting worse and worse and worse is the #1 key to what you need to do to keep that jaw healthy for the rest of your life. And also, please don't try whatever this guy did. That looks very dangerous, and I would probably pop 25 bones out of sockets if I did that. All right, let's see what we got. I cannot read that. That looks like Russian or something down there. Oh my gosh. It looks like one single snaggletooth there. Oh my gosh, that boy's locked in. I know exactly what's going on here. Well, I know the question that you guys are all asking. Why does this man have a single pink tooth in the middle of his mouth? And the answer is, well, that's not a tooth. Actually, that's a handle. And even though it looks hilarious, it's actually a little more serious than that, because what they're doing is they're making dentures for this poor old man. He's got no teeth. And so to do that, you have to mola, and you have to make this denture base that fits your teeth and everything. This could be just an impression. This could be the denture base for a prosthesis that they're making. And, you know, unfortunately, sometimes you have these things called undercuts in impressions. And so where an undercut is if the ridge of your mouth goes inside and has like a little undercuttiness area here. When the impression material goes down and hardens, it hardens up underneath that undercut, so it can't come out anymore. And we actually have to really take this into account in dentistry a lot when we're doing any type of thing, crowns or dentures or anything. We really have to avoid undercuts for this reason, because if you put it in there and it has an undercut, just like this, it's stuck in there, and then you gotta get it cut out. So if this guy really can't get it out, he probably will have to use a drill or something and drill through and cut it into pieces to basically relieve it from that undercut so that it can actually come out. Luckily though, it's not the end of the world. This poor man will be okay. Let's see what the comments have to say. Oh my gosh, these photos, you guys are killing me. Bro, I didn't realize how many characters had single one teeth out there. That's kind of wild. Oh my gosh, the Patrick one. That was what I was thinking of when I saw it was a Patrick one. I'm not gonna lie, there's no other comments literally on the post other than just pictures of people with one tooth. You guys are ruthless. But yeah, well, at least you guys know what's going on now, so I hope that helps.
Don't get veneers unless you want to eat like this for the rest of your life. Also, I didn't get veneers because of cosmetic reasons. I got them because I needed them. But this is how I have to eat because my top teeth are veneers, and so I use my fingers as my top teeth because if you're supposed to be able to eat with veneers for foods that are like this is pretty soft, but I literally broke one of them on a Hershey Kiss one time, so I'm not risking it for the biscuit, for the chicken biscuit. So this is how I eat.
Well, I mean, it's not like there's a dentist out there that's been educating you guys for 6 years that's been telling you guys not to get veneers if you cannot possibly get them. But you know, hey, here we are. So she is exactly right. There is a lot of issues that I see with veneers. And in fact, now there's actually a lot of more current day veneers that are prepless veneers that are a little bit better, that don't have this issue as much, or it's not as big of a deal if they fall off. But yeah, this is a real deal. And I tell people this all the time. Not only in veneers do they have to shave off the front of the teeth. Now, she said she had to get them for whatever reason. Normally that's because she has a bunch of white spots everywhere, or maybe she just had enough decay that it warranted getting a veneer or something. But yeah, still, when you get a veneer, one, they are in the front normally exactly where you're biting, and they're only on the front little layer of your teeth. And any dental thing that you get, a filling, a composite, and a crown, root canal, whatever, there is a chance that things can break off and get messed up. And the more you have, the more chances you have of something getting messed up. And unfortunately, if you have these things that are barely layered on your front of your teeth and you go to bite into something, well, there's a lot of chances of them popping off and falling off. And so basically one of the rules I tell people is that if you're getting veneers, you will never bite anything with your front teeth ever again, because you don't want to risk a veneer popping off. That being said, I've never seen somebody use their fingers like that before. That's actually really interesting. So she goes in and then she pushes down with her finger to basically bite off the lower teeth. That sucks. I cannot imagine an entire lifetime of not being able to eat with your front teeth. And that's another reason why I tell you guys, if you like the shape of your teeth, don't get veneers or crowns. Don't go to Turkey and get turkey teeth. Just get Invisalign or braces and get it fixed and get some whitening. Now, if you absolutely hate the shape of your teeth, or you have some issue that you have to get your teeth shaved down for, like cavities or crap like that, then you can get veneers or crowns. But if you don't have those issues, don't do it, because there's way more issues than you ever think. And then after 10 years, you're gonna have to get them replaced. It's a mess, trust me. See what the comments have to say. Girl, I think they just did a bad job. That should not be your reality. And the reality is if you're biting on fillings and composites and things like that, they will pop off if they're in a spot that they're getting jammed on every day, like your front teeth. So it's actually a pretty normal reality in veneer land for veneers to pop off the front. It happens a lot more than you think. But then again, I have two other people that say, I've had veneers for 12 years. It's never happened to me. And then someone else said, I don't second this because I could eat a brick house low key. And see, the thing is it just depends. It depends on your bite. Your bite may be a little more open so that you're not actually hitting on those veneers all day long. Her bite might be a little bit tighter and may hit on them. It just really depends. And you are correct. It depends on the dentist. It depends on how much enamel you have to bond to it. It depends on a lot of factors. You may have crowns, she may have veneers. You may not even realize the two different things are going on. There's a lot going on, but yes, the case is that veneers still pop off all the time, and they do cause a lot of issues, unlike your real teeth. But there are a lot of future things coming out. There's a lot of prepless veneers. There's a lot of other things coming out that are hopefully going to make the biomaterials stronger and stick on there better and all that stuff in the future. But like I said, if you don't have to deal with it and you really don't want to mess with it, then just don't do it.
Legit.
So yeah, it's pretty legit if you don't know how to read research studies. Here's the thing, I'm not knocking baking soda. I actually like baking soda. It has a low dent and abrasion. It works pretty well in your mouth, and I don't mind it in toothpaste as an additive. But unfortunately, my man doesn't know how to quite read, or maybe doesn't understand the difference between whitening options. Now, if you pause it on the study, you can actually see that it's not comparing baking soda to actual whitening products like our 10% hydrogen peroxide LumiSmart whitening strips at something nice. It's actually comparing it to a high abrasive dentrifice, which basically means a whitening toothpaste. If you guys didn't know, a lot of people in their whitening toothpaste blends are actually not enamel safe. That's like charcoal toothpaste and all those things. They're very, very highly abrasive, and they're meant to literally just be like mild sandpaper on your teeth to just rip off your enamel to get rid of that top layer of stain. Very, very bad. So yes, baking soda can get some of that mild stain off of the front of your teeth by removal of plaque and gunk and like that. And yes, in that case, I'm sure baking soda is great, but compared to an actual whitening agent like a hydrogen peroxide or something, there is no comparison in the world that you're gonna have there. Hydrogen peroxide works way better than just mildly brushing your teeth, because that's basically what baking soda is. It's like, yes, it's going to mildly abrade your teeth and get rid of some surface stain. That's the kind of one of the purposes of toothpaste. And basically him saying don't use whitening strips or go to a dentist because this one study says it's better than charcoal toothpaste is pretty dumb, I'm not gonna lie. Now, do you have to go to a dentist and get a $500 Zoom whitening treatment? No, I actually tell all of my patients, I don't sell that in my office, because I'm like, hey, you can go get a $30 box of whitening strips from there. You can go to Dollar General and get it. You can get some from us. It's something nice if you really want to. But no, as much as I love baking soda, yes, it's a great additive into your toothpaste, and you can get baking soda toothpaste and all that type of stuff. That's totally fine. But no, it's not gonna whiten your teeth anywhere near as effective as a whitening strip or hydrogen peroxide. And it doesn't matter if it's a Dollar Tree version or an expensive version, it just needs to be hydrogen peroxide. But maybe that's why I'm a dentist and he's not. Who knows? If you see a video here or here, that means the YouTube algorithm thinks you're gonna love it, so you might as well click it, watch it, and enjoy. Also, make sure to subscribe and check out something nice here down below. That's my oral care company with the best oral care products in the world. I guarantee you're gonna love them. I'm the Bentist, the internet's dentist, and I'll see you next week. Peace!